Since I started my aquarium journey, I have been on the hunt for a setup that would cost me as little time as possible while being able to handle harder species to grow. I like to get fish and plants that are not so common. I'm really into original and rare things, which are usually rare because they are hard to keep alive, so of course I'm struggling. I would never be in this hobby if it required hours of maintenance and continuous investments. That sounds more like a nightmare to me. Even though I can really appreciate nicely built, high-tech tanks, it's simply not for me. This tank has met all my expectations. Since I'm experimenting, I'm usually failing a lot, so this is a great achievement for me. Every time someone comes to my place, this aquarium catches their attention and they always tell me how beautiful it is, which is even better knowing I have spent just a few minutes with the maintenance. If you did not see the first video about this tank, check it here. I will also link the video to the comments. By then I was not sure if there was not a catastrophe ahead, but the aquarium is now almost 2 months old and it is doing absolutely great. If you're also looking for something beautiful to brighten up your home with, you are in the right place. This setup can handle beautiful and very sensitive caridina shrimps, red plants without CO2 and water changes. Do you want to try it too? So I started with aqua soil from another tank. It helped me a lot with the start, but you can start with a dry one too. The old tank had no issues before, so I kept and reused the water too. The beneficial bacteria living in the tank are always one of the main keys to success, so having a cycled tank before you start redesigning it, it's gold. To make sure the tank will be alright without any water changes, I added way more substrate. I started with lava stones, which are absolutely perfect for these purposes. I added way more aqua soil, and since aqua soil leaks nutrients to the water column, I top it up with sand. Not the finest one to keep the substrate aerated, but still fine to keep the nutrients locked down there. Having all the layers the same color is the best. It always bothers me if some black aqua soil gets to the top of my white sand. Together with its textures, this makes the substrate absolutely great for planting. You can do it just with your hand and it will still look flawless. After many accidents with floating wood, this time I soaked it properly a few weeks before starting with the new tank. I just added a few rocks at the top and it stayed in place. I didn't have to glue anything. It was such a great experience building this tank. I added plants and the major water from the previous tank. The rest was water from reverse osmosis. Recently I switched to this pure water completely. I don't have to use any chemicals to get rid of chlorine, and I'm sure there is nothing wrong with the water that can eventually build up. Also, I have control over the minerals that are going to the tank. When the water evaporates, I top it up just with pure water without any additives. The minerals stay in the aquarium for a long time. Plants are using some of them up very slowly. If the plants stop growing, I will know I should add some fertilizers. Easy. Actually, I already added liquid fertilizers 2 times because it seemed that the plants are not growing so well. In a few weeks I will probably add something to the substrate as well, but I need to be careful. I want to keep the plants growing nicely, but if there are too many nutrients, I will get algae. Who wants algae? I will try to get the right balance, so fingers crossed I will manage. For this aquarium I got blue neon tetras and amber tetras. The neons came in sick from the shop and they started dying, so I took them out and managed to save half of them with multispectral mats. I have received new neons from the shop, but they are quite shy and they are still hiding. So I will add those 3 I saved back, so hopefully they will feel safer in higher numbers and they will go to the front more. Here you can see the water tests. Since the nitrates are 0, I will consider adding more fish, or ferrets maybe, because this will cause the plants not to grow so well. Overall, I am very satisfied with the results of this method, so I will go and recreate another aquarium the exact same way. And if it works, I will probably call this a definitive guide to aquarium redesign. But let's wait until this aquarium is 1 year old to make any conclusions. If you made it to this point, let me know and hit the like or comment on the video. And if you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. Plant, fish and peace.